to look at the demonstrations of these monitoring tools. If I go here, we have a separate monitoring tab. This is for the overall, infrastructures. We have these monitoring tools for the entire subscriptions. So we have activity logs, many different activity logs we have. See, create, update disk, create or update virtual machines extensions, create deployment, storage account keys. So many things we have done. We can see all the logs. This log is for overall, infrastructures, overall Azure cloud. We can see all different kind of logs. But we can filter. If you click add filter, then let's say you want to see filter by event category. Like security related event you want to see. So you can classify it as well. Currently, we don't have anything like that. Alert. No alert. Maybe resource type. Maybe we have some virtual machines. We can select any of these. Azure Map accounts. We can filter from here. So this filter will show us some informations. So it's retrieving. So this monitoring tab, this is for overall Azure infrastructures. We have monitorings. We can set up alerts. We'll be able to see the metrics and logs. These two important things we have. It could not find anything, but if you have many resources, you'll be able to see details. But if you select the resource group, part of the research group, we'll be able to select, for example, we want to see the research group related with our RG backup. So it will provide us the logs around that. So under this research group, we created virtual machines, we created storage account, we can see all these details. So it's got the details, log informations. And we can see the JSON view as well. And if you'd like to create any alert, we can create alert from here. Now alert, all is good. You have no alerts. Manage alert rules. There's a CPU alert, failure anomalies. So these are the alert we created during the applications deployment times. Yeah. We can create new alert. So let's say if you create new alert, we need to select scope, select resources, we need to select subscriptions, so let's say you'd like to create, you can create for the entire subscriptions, you can create some alert, or you can select, for example, this storage related alert you want to create, locations, all or East US, and click done. So this resource means particular locations you are selecting. After that, conditions, signal types, what kind of signals you want. Let's say it, availability categories or transactions or used capacity. Let's say availability. So if it is operations, if this storage service used more than 75% time, then aggregations generate 5 minutes and frequency of evaluations per minute. So whenever the average availability is greater than 50%, then you check the system, defines the interval over which data points are grouped using the aggregation type functions, and frequency of evaluations. Select the frequency on how often the alert rule should be run. So it means if it is running, if whenever the average availability is greater than 75%, we'll get some alert. You can say less than as well. So if service is not available or when threshold 75%, after that maybe you may have some availability issues. Based on that, you can select one alert. And action group, where you want to send this alert, you can select add action group. This is we created previously, but we can create new action group. Research group, let's say this backup. Action group name, my action group 1. Notifications, email notifications C1. Email, you can say you can select email or you can select SMS as well. You have more options. Click OK. Actions. You can select some actions like what you want to do. Tags, review, and create. So that means if availability level may go down below 75%, during that time, we'll get some alert in our email address. So that's how we can set up alert. And after that, action group is done. Now, alert rule details, name, um, availability, availability alert one, Microsoft network. This is the regional severity. What kind of severity? Then maybe this is informational, or if you can select critical, error, informational, maybe this kind of warning. Enable alert rule upon creations and create alert. So that's how you can create alert. It's creating now. The matrix, select scope. Which area you want to select matrix? All resources, all locations. We want to see the this resource group informations. Select a resource type. Maybe I want to see some information about my virtual machines. Location East US. This is the resource group. That's fine. Click on apply. Metrics, what we want to see. CPU credits consumed, that information we want to see. So it will show us some informations. So currently we haven't done anything with that VM. That's why it doesn't have much information, but that's how you can see the matrix informations. So you can always filter. Let's say virtual machines. Maybe disk informations. So it doesn't have much things at the moment, but you can select the matrix value from here. Logs. So log you can query, for example, response time trend, chart request durations over the last 12 hours. Click run. This is related with applications. So we can get, we can run this query related with applications, audit, Azure monitor, Azure resource, containers. We have many options in here. Let's say related with virtual machines. List the collected performance counters and object types. Click on run, or chart CPU usage trend, or chart the VM's availability memory over the time. We got many options. Virtual machines free disk space. Okay, run this one. So it will create kind of query. This query looks like where object name is logical disk, where counter name is free megabytes, summary, average maximum time, project, time generated, and stuffs. So based on this query, it will generate some informations. But if you like, you can create this kind of query as well. It has some default query language, but you can customize, you can create your own query, and in this way, you can retrieve the information from these resources as well. We have one virtual machines created today. This is the virtual machines. Oh no. Let's go to our virtual machines. Yeah, we didn't logged into this virtual machine. That's why not much thing happened. Okay, so it's connecting now. Ooh. We are getting your data hanging there. So it's actually taking a bit of time. So log information means you can see applications, Azure Monitor, resource, database, IT management tools, network, and inside we have many other subqueries. We can actually use these stuffs. IIS informations, event informations. Look at that. This one, they're still working. Yeah, you can run this one as well, but let's say what's going on with this one. So this one is generating something. Let's see, SVM. Yeah, this is our virtual machines. These virtual machines, we have another option that is called boot diagnostics. Boot diagnostics is this one. This one, when you create VM, you can enable this one. Settings, enable with managed storage account recommended, enable with custom. That's fine. So it's already activated, so you don't have to do anything with that. That's fine. Okay, that's fine. Now let's go back. This one is still taking time. Okay, so we'll be back in here. For this one, leave it like that. We go to, okay, here we go. So it has some other monitoring tabs such as service health. And also it has monitoring your applications and infrastructures, monitor and visualize metrics, query and analyze logs, set up alert and actions. This is part of this overview. You can start from here as well. Explore metrics. This one we have looked at already, but you can set up from overview from this tab as well. Service health, subscriptions, regions, yeah. Maybe later, yeah. So you can get some information about your services, like any planned maintenance is going on the data centers or not, any health advice you have or not, any security advice you have not. You'll be able to see those informations. History, okay. That's another sections. Now this is overview we are looking at. Now we have insights, then some settings. Insight means in details about applications. If we have any applications, we'll have to look at in details. We have virtual machines. So virtual machines get started. Subscriptions, research group, all types, locations. We can enable these services. So this part we're going to look at how to create this workspace and stuff. So it will take a bit of time. It says insert means in details like storage accounts. We have one storage accounts, actually few of them. Capacity. I want to see about this storage 01. So it will show us a bit of informations, transactions by storage, transactions by API name. You can see some statistics or graphs. Bandwidth informations. We have times in here and capacity, how much bandwidth it used on that particular time. We can see whether high utilizations is happening or low utilizations is happening. We can see from here. So around this storage, we have failures. Like any issues happened with this storage or not. Then performance, availability, capacity. So these informations we'll be able to see related with this storage account. Okay, so this is individually, we are looking at this storage, then containers, networks, right? SQL servers informations, you'll be able to see in details from here. So if you select virtual machines, performance, maps, you need to enable this one. But again, inside means each of the services, you'll be able to see their details information like network health, connectivity, traffic, right? We have under East US, today we have only one NSG rules. This is the NSG rules. You'll be able to see in details. How many ports are open and stuff, you'll be able to see from here. But log monitor, so this monitor service is related with your all of your applications. Individually, if you go to any virtual machines, let's say I'm currently under these virtual machines, I can see many stuff from here as well, part of monitoring. So every resources in Azure, we have this monitoring tab. I can see for this VM insights, I can create some alert for this VM. I can view the metrics, logs, all these stuffs. So there are some advice as well. Insights, this is in progress, alert. You can set up individual alert for this VM. Okay. So these are the options we have for individual resources, but for the entire subscriptions, we'll be able to collect those informations as well. So under these insights, we have many stuffs. There's a default log analytics workspace. And we have some other stuffs in here. But mostly from this monitoring tab, you can see these stuffs and also insights. But when you click insights, it will actually take you to that resources. So this virtual storage account, see, it's taking you to that storage account and that monitoring tabs over there. Okay. So this is the informations we have for this monitoring tab. Now, other things we have that is called log analytics. Log analytics workspace. So if you click on here, so by default, it's created one log analytics workspace, but we can create new. Let's say we create new one. This is our subscriptions resource group. Today we're going to select this backup, RG backup name, my log analytics 1, and region, I'm going to select East US. Pricing tier, tags, create, and review. So it will take a bit of time, this log analytics. So lab analytics we can use in order to analyze the logs from many different sources, and we can connect those sources in here. Go to resources. So this is my log analytics. And it has many other tab on the left-hand side. Now you can see in here, connect a data source, configure monitoring solutions, monitor workspace health. These kind of things we can do from here. So at first we want to connect with something. So click on virtual machines. It's already connected. Or storage account logs. If you'd like to connect, we can add, we can select our storage account. Data type, we can select what event maybe and save. Now let's have a look at these virtual machines. And if I click on these virtual machines, connect to other workspaces, this is already connected. If I click on overview, and then if I click on insights, then it is retrieving some informations. So this is about last 24 hours, usage, no usage data in selected, time range, resource health not affected. So you can see some informations around that. Change log, overview. Yeah, it could not collect any data. It takes a bit of time. So log analytics, we can connect with some sources, and after that, we'll be able to view those logs. Okay, so this is the log analytics steps. By default, it will create log analytics is related with your insights. If you'd like to see insights in details, then you need some data source. And when you need some data source, you can um, connect those data. And there are many other settings in here, but mostly you're going to see in details log informations from here. Another thing we're going to look at that is called Network Watcher. This one, Network Watcher. So Network Watcher, this one will provide us the monitoring informations such as topology, Microsoft Partner Network, Research Group, this backup, virtual network, this one. So based on that, it will show us that we have one virtual machines, one network security groups, and one public IP, or we have some IP address. They're all connected with this VNet. And this is the connectivity. This is your resource group. This is actually the VNet, and we have some other resources around that areas. So this is a very good steps. This is actually showing you the details, map. If you have many resources, then you'll see, all the connectivity from here. And if you see anywhere Classic is a old versions. We are not using Classic anymore. We're using resource group. If you see anywhere in the bracket called Classic, that means that's few years back. Like they had old tab, they didn't remove that tab. So Classic tab is old tab simply. Then part of this one, we can verify IP flow, verify. Let's say this is our network, resource group, VM name, network interface, TCP group. Maybe we'll check 3389 and we're going to see the VM details. This is the VM public IP. So this is local IP. That's one public IP. And I'd like to test remote desktop connectivity, for example. If I click check, it will provide us information saying whether we have the remote desktop connectivity or not. Access allowed, security rules RDP, network security group with this one. See, it provides us some informations. But if you change the IP to something else, maybe I'll not have that, connections. Oops, it's allowed over there. Okay, it's allowed over there. So it can provide us the IP flow, it's connected informations like from this IP to that IP, whether we can reach or not via that port, it will show us the result. Then NSG diagnostics. Yeah, I'm going to move that one. Network security types, we can get some informations. Network NSG, network security group diagnostics here. It will show us some informations. Next off, if you'd like to see the next off, for example, destinations IP, I put 8.8.8.8, Google IP. Next off, that means from my VM, what is the next hop? Next stop is internet. Then it will go to that destinations. We can check next stop from our network as well. Effective security rules, we can check. VPN troubleshooter. So if you have any VPN connections, you can select. Currently, we do not have any VPN gateway. So, but if you have any VPN gateway and stuffs, you can troubleshoot from here. Packet captures, connection troubleshoot. If you have any other VM, for example, VM2, then you can check the connections issues. Connection troubleshoot, this is kind of, we have in on-premises troubleshoot problems is pretty similar to that. It will identify any issues happening in between two devices or not. So part of this network watcher, these are the steps you can see. Energy flow logs. So if we enable, then you can see this log information as well. Okay, we do not want to set up this one, this one. So these are the steps we have, network watcher. So overall, network watcher is very, very useful. We can use this one. We can use the log analytics, network watcher, log analytics, and monitor. These three tools can help us to monitor the Azure services in the cloud.